Hello everyone! Today I want to tell you about my experience living in New York. Living in New York was so exciting. It felt just like the movies. The buildings were so big, the people were cool, and everything moved so fast. Did you know that New York is sometimes called the Big Apple? I think that's a fun nickname. I lived in New York for 3 months with my best friend and her boyfriend. We lived right next to Times Square. Every day, I walked by Times Square, and it was always busy. People were always taking photos and shopping. Even late at night, Times Square was full of people. While I was living in New York, I saw a lot of movies being filmed on the streets. Sometimes, I would be walking home and see cameras and crews set up at the corner of the street. It was so cool. The subway system in New York was also very good. Compared to where I live in Canada, the transportation system there is much slower and often late. In New York, the subway was faster and more reliable. We didn't need a car because the subway could take us almost anywhere. But compared to Korea, the subway system in New York was not as good. In Korea, the subway is clean, safe, and always on time. In New York, it was usually on time, but not always clean and sometimes felt a little unsafe. My first unsafe experience happened on the subway. Someone followed me and started screaming. They spat at me and then ran away. Another time, while I was walking near Times Square, someone attacked me. They ran at me and I was knocked down. The third time, I was walking alone and someone kept following me. But I think these things can happen anywhere, so we just have to be careful. New York wasn't all bad though. It was also a lot of fun. There were so many people in the city. It was easy to make friends. I often went out to eat at restaurants, had desserts at cafes, and enjoyed cocktails at bars. There were so many delicious restaurants in New York. You could find Italian, Chinese, Greek, Korean, Japanese food, everything. The food was fancy, but it was also a bit expensive. Many people I met in New York were like me. They didn't plan to live there for a long time, but were in the city for school, work, or just to experience it for a short time. I went to school in New York to learn programming. It was only for 3 months, but I learned a lot and had so much fun. Have you ever been to New York? If you have, what was your favorite part? Leave a comment in Korean or English below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like my video so I can see you again next time. Bye!